OC Transpo facing a new setback, and the launch date to get LRT out to the East End in Orleans likely delayed. Even then, a plan to return the O train to regular service levels is being outlined. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. OC Transpo is outlining a plan to return to normal service on O train Line 1, but it will still be weeks of single-car service on the main east-west line for transit riders, now that a more severe version of the axle issue has been discovered. CTV's Leah LaRock is live with the latest. Leah.
Well, Stefan, this latest issue is called shelling. It's an escalation of previous damage. It's a type of surface breakdown where bigger pieces flake and chip off. It was found 2 weeks ago, and it almost brought a shutdown to the entire system. So what does this mean in terms of service? Single car service will continue on O train Line 1 for at least the next 6 weeks, as OC Transpo and Rideau Transit Group work to address all issues with the axles. 11 vehicles have spalling on them, while shelling has been discovered on 2 vehicles. Staff will work on getting more trains going, but that 100,000 kilometer limit is still in place. Here's what OC Transpo Troy Charter had to say about a timeline for full return to service.
We currently anticipate that CBA replacements may make it possible for full Line 1 capacity to be restored by the end of May. Obviously, again, we want to try to advance that if we can, but right now, based on the information we have, we believe that end of May is achievable for full service resumption on Line 1.
In addition to replacing all axles that are over 100,000 kilometers, they are also installing a smart bug or a sensor that will monitor for unusual vibrations. All this also means more delays and still no timeline for the opening of the Eastern Extension. Now, new General Manager Rick Leary spoke and said he knows what he's up against, but his commitment is to make a safe, reliable system and better transit experience for all customers. And Stefan, he said he's already begun his work, meeting with staff and reviewing all reports.
All right, a big job ahead of him. Thank you for this, Leah. Now, if you are using your car instead of public transit to get around to Ottawa, you will find some relief at the gas pumps today. Prices dropped 2 cents a litre today following a drop in oil prices due to the announced ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran. Industry analyst Dan McTagg says gas prices will drop 13 cents a litre in Ottawa and across Ontario tomorrow before rising again on Saturday. Gas prices have increased 50 cents a litre since late February. Turning to the war in the Middle East, a fragile ceasefire and continued uncertainty has Ottawa residents with relatives in the region worried about what's next. CTV's Katie Griffin has more on the concern for loved ones who could be caught in the deadly crosshairs of this conflict. Katie.
Well, Stefan, Israeli bombing in Beirut continued today as confusion lingers about whether Lebanon is part of that ceasefire deal. The Iran Democratic Association says the ceasefire between the United States and Iran is welcome news, but it's fragile. This comes one day after Israel's deadly new attacks on Lebanon. The U.S. and Israel insist the country isn't included in the ceasefire. Mediator Pakistan says it is. Joseph El-Khoury has family in Beirut, and he wants to see the ceasefire extend to Lebanon.
I hope it's included, but the situation in Lebanon is difficult. It's complicated. It's hard to, even if they cease fire there, there's always something going on.
I hope that in any circumstances, whether the ceasefire hold or not, the civilians and the civilian infrastructure are protected.
Last night, people in Ottawa took to the streets to protest the bombing. And the Iranian community is holding another protest over the weekend. It's going to start at 1 o'clock on Saturday in front of the U.S. Embassy. Stefan?
CTV's Katie Griffin reporting live for us. Thank you, Katie. Well, it's likely fair to say that we here in the nation's capital see the most protests in the country, and now new rules could be on the way for ones happening outside places of worship, schools, and retirement residences in Ottawa. The city is unveiling a proposed bubble zone bylaw, which would prohibit protests within 50 meters of vulnerable locations. The owners and operators of the facilities would need to apply to the city for the safe access zones to be enforced.
We've seen a rise in anti-Semitic, in Islamophobic, in anti-2S LGBTQ+, in anti-black racism. And I think this bylaw strikes a very careful balance in protecting individuals as they move about the community and go to school or to a place of worship, while at the same time protecting people's rights to demonstrate.
If approved by council, the new bylaw would take effect on August 1st. A city committee will hear from the public on Friday, April 17th. 2 foster parents in Smiths Falls are facing aggravated assault charges in connection to injuries suffered by a child. Police say they launched an investigation in February after a 14-month-old child was treated for injuries at CHEO. Chief Chris Kettelai tells CTV News Ottawa the 2 parents are facing 1 count each of aggravated assault. The child has been removed from the home. Ottawa police are looking for witnesses to a fatal ATV crash in the West End. Emergency crews responded to reports of a single vehicle crash on a private property in the 1700 block of Dunrobin Road yesterday afternoon. Police say the 49-year-old man driving the ATV died from his injuries. If you witnessed the crash or have camera footage of the area, you are being asked to contact investigators. A crackdown targeting tow truck operators in Ottawa has resulted in 75 charges being laid. Ottawa police say officers conducted targeted inspections and enforcement during the first 3 months of the year. It included inspections of tow yards operating in the city. Police say they are not surprised by the number of charges laid, with hundreds of charges each year since tow enforcement started in Ottawa in 2024. Police add that this enforcement is helping to build trust between drivers and towing companies.
We've been able to do the enforcement, the proper enforcement, to at least get the basics done and to get that message out there to people. If they're having their vehicle towed, then they need to know that they have to have a tow certificate. The tow truck company has to have a tow certificate, has to agree on a payment.
Police say 5 businesses refused or had certificates canceled by the Ministry of Transportation. None of the towing companies charged in the blitz were identified. An Ottawa City Councillor is proposing a solution to deal with porch pirates. Stephanie Plante wants staff to see if Amazon and other companies are interested in opening drop-off lockers at city facilities. Plante's motion notes there has been an increase in thefts from doorsteps. Council will vote on the motion in 2 weeks. The crew aboard Artemis II is getting closer to Earth, but they took time for a special phone call.
We have this on board flying, and when we get back, we'd love to make sure this gets to you. So I wrote your name on the back.
Astronaut Jeremy Hansen and the crew spoke with Prime Minister Mark Carney last night. The crew are on day 9 of this mission, in which they flew around the moon, witnessing parts of the lunar surface never seen before by human eyes. Splashdown in the Pacific Ocean is set for tomorrow night. Coming up on CTV News at 5, as home sales slow in Ottawa, plans are unveiled for a new high-rise with a grocery store near Little Italy. And our Jackie Paris is in studio with us tonight. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. We do have a weather system that is moving through fairly quickly. Ottawa might miss the sprinkle of rain, but it's really focused along Brockville and Kingston. Overnight, there is still a slight chance we could see some showers. 9 degrees is going to be our overnight temperatures, but things are going to cool very quickly, only getting to a daytime high of 5 degrees tomorrow. And yes, we are anticipating rain mixed in with snow. We'll get to that in just a bit. But right now, temperatures across Eastern Ontario hovering between 15 and 16 degrees. Again, we'll see a longer look at your forecast in just a bit. Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie. A live check on traffic right now. On the Queensway, the westbound lanes are slow going between Bronson and Pinecrest. Eastbound has moderate to heavy volume from Maitland to Parkdale. And the 174 eastbound heading out to Orleans has moderate to heavy traffic volume between the Split and Montreal Road. You're watching CTV News at 5. Our popular Team of the Week segment is back. If you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvnewsottawa.ca. Returning to one of our top stories today, OC Transpo is hoping to return full service on O-Train Line 1 by the end of May as work continues to address an axle issue. Staff outlined steps being taken to return service to regular levels at City Hall today. A new OC Transpo boss, Rick Leary, said he is against shutting down full service to fix the train. Today's CFRA question of the day asks whether the LRT should be shut down until all the issues are fixed.
Pause any planned expansions until we can properly find the source of what is causing the issues, fix those, make sure that the system is running efficiently and effectively, and then look to expand. Because right now we have poured so much money into this system, it's been nothing but a headache.
Christy Cameron is here with more, and I know, Christy, this is one of the hot topics that you don't necessarily like talking about, but we just can't let it go.
No, absolutely not, and I'm pretty worked up about this. Let's back it up for a second here, because I think sometimes amid all the technical lingo, we kind of lose sight of what we're talking about, which is that there's a part of the train that is failing inside the cartridge bearing assembly. We had spalling, which is metal flanking, and now we have shelling, which is just a worse version of shelling, of spalling. It's the most severe damage on the line to date. We have new busted parts in addition to the old broken parts. And why does it keep happening? Because we have deep flaws in the system at an engineering level that are unresolved. So it sounds to me like this is a really serious issue. We need to stop this from happening. They got pretty close to a full shutdown. We heard Mr. Leary say they don't want to do that. But when they first discovered the damage, they were talking about it. Now they're slapping some sensors on the train. They're going to monitor it. Yet another temporary solution, not a permanent fix.
Not a permanent fix at all, and it makes you wonder if we could even afford to do a full shutdown, because we know that we have a depleted bus inventory.
Well, we can't. We can't, and that's probably why he's saying that we're not going to have a full shutdown. It doesn't mean we won't have a partial shutdown in the future. I'm not cheerleading to shut down the train. I want this to work. I'm a transit user, and I'm a firm believer in public transit. But what we have here is a lemon of a system. We've got some sort of incompatibility between the train and the tracks, and you can put sensors on it, just like we were grinding down the tracks before, but we're not fixing the root problem here. We're not even close.
Thank you for this, Christy.
Of course.
You can join the conversation, leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen live to Christy Cameron on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 to 6. And now watch Christy's segments anytime on YouTube. Subscribe to the News Talk 580 CFRA channel. Well, a prime patch of real estate along Carling Avenue could soon see 4 towers with a mix of residential, commercial, and retail space. The project is also expected to fill a much-needed amenity gap in the area with a grocery store. CTV's Tyler Fleming has more.
Stefan, this large parking lot along Carling Avenue in Little Italy is poised for a major makeover. Plans are underway for a 4-tower development that would bring around 750 new homes and 600,000 square feet of mixed-use space. This is a key corridor, just steps from the O train and the future home of Ottawa's new Civic Campus Hospital, and just a few blocks from Preston Street. Early design proposals show curved towers, green roofs, and street-level retail that could include a grocery store, a key addition in a neighborhood that's currently lacking one.
And just luckily yesterday we reached a kind of a memorandum of understanding with a grocery store well known in Ontario. I cannot disclose it today, but definitely they're going to be a big add to the space.
Having a grocery store in the area would be fantastic, frankly, because we have nothing nearby.
By zoning it for a mix of residential and commercial uses, I hope that we can build a more complete community in that area.
There's no word on when shovels could hit the ground. Stefan.
Thank you for this, Tyler. It was a cold March for Ottawa's real estate market. The Ottawa Real Estate Board says 1,075 properties were sold last month, down 5% from March of last year. The average sale price was $692,500. The board says it is expecting a more active and stable market this spring. Coming up on CTV News at 5, the Senators receive a boost in their push for a playoff spot with the return of a key player. Here's what else you need to know. Plan your summer project this weekend at the Ottawa Cottage Life and Backyard Show. The show runs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the EY Centre.
Ottawa's favorite cash contest is back, and it's big. Move 100's $50,000 Beat the Bank. 7 vaults. You decide how much to take home. Sound the alarm? You lose it all. Be listening weekdays for your chance to win.
Coming up later tonight on CTV after the 6 o'clock news, E-Talk starts at 7, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage at 7:30, and then Next Level Chef at 8. Following that, you can watch a marathon of episodes of The Big Bang Theory before the late edition of National News. Today's weather looked and felt like spring today. Ottawa saw a daytime high of 17 degrees, but this warm-up will be short-lived. With another check on the weather, let's bring in Jackie Paris. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. Yes, take advantage of the double-digit temperatures we are seeing right now, because by midnight into tomorrow morning, it's going to drop closer to the freezing mark. Here's a live look. There are Centennial Glass Sky Cam, 16 degrees. You might want to bring a jacket even at 16 degrees. It's quite windy out there. We've got gusts up to 40 kilometers per hour. We're looking at Kaweki Point and Alexandra Bridge right now. And as we look towards later this evening, mainly clear skies, 7 p.m. onward, but it's not until 7 a.m. that we are likely, especially around Kingston and Smiths Falls, that we're going to start to see some precipitation move through, more so heavier rainfall. But as we look towards Pembroke and Renfrew, we might even see some light flurries, because we're starting the morning off at about 2 degrees. We're only getting to a daytime high of about 5. And by 10 a.m. in Ottawa, we could see some light snow as well moving through, mixed in with some freezing rain, perhaps some rain. Really, it's going to be a mix throughout eastern Ontario. Temperature-wise, we did mention that the daytime high will only be about 5 degrees, and the peak time for this precipitation moving through is going to be between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Temperatures in the evening, yeah, it's going to be 3 degrees, so you still want to wear your thick coat for most of tomorrow. Meanwhile, in the valley, daytime high will be 7 degrees. Clear skies for the overnight, though. -3 is the overnight low. Meanwhile, the Seaway overnight 2 degrees. Slight chance that we could see some showers moving in the early part of tomorrow morning, but showers will remain steadily throughout the day. 7 degrees is the anticipated daytime high for the Kingston-Brockville area. Now, after Friday, when we get that rain moving through, Saturday is going to look much better. Clear skies, mainly sunny as well, and we are slightly going to get back up to hopefully the double digits. Take a look at this, 9 degrees, but I imagine with the sunshine, it's going to feel much warmer than the 9 degrees. This will continue into Sunday. Perhaps in the afternoon, we could likely see showers moving in. Monday and Tuesday, very similar as well.
Weather is brought to you by Manotick Tree, complete tree care from start to stump.
Get ready, Ottawa. We're giving away tickets to Stars on Ice, where champions shine. See some of Canada's most celebrated skaters, including skating legend Elvis Stoico, at the Canadian Tire Centre on Sunday, April 26th. Now, this is your chance to experience the dynamic new show. All you have to do is enter for your chance to win at ctvottawa.ca. Wishing you the best of luck. So, yes, say it isn't snow. Hopefully, we will get just a little bit moving through, and hopefully temperatures will warm up, that we get to see more rain moving through. This isn't supposed to last very long, and we're going to aim for that weekend where lots of sunshine is in store.
All right, I'll keep the jackets close by, Jackie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And here's a look at the stories you're checking out right now on CTV News Ottawa.ca. We just always want to remind you that if you go to our homepage, we actually have our local photo gallery, and in ours this week, Artemis II is being featured. So if you haven't come across some of those new lunar images, always feel free. We have you covered on our website. You click there and just scroll through this wonderful gallery featuring new images never seen before by human eyes. Lots of fun for you and the kids.
Clark's getting a helpful hand here. Salva Linen, the woman of the night.
Coming up, what are teammates for? Why Emily Clark needed a push at the Canadian Tire Centre. Stay with us.
Pure Country 94. Ottawa's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big $50K payday.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. In spite of it being fairly windy, the temperature 16 degrees. Time now for a look ahead to CTV News at 6. Here's Patricia Bull.
Sweet 16, like that, Steph? Thank you. Here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock. OC Transpo riders, unfortunately, will be waiting longer for double-car trains.
We currently anticipate that CBA replacements may make it possible for full Line 1 capacity to be restored by the end of May.
Staff providing an update today on the timeline to fix issues with the axle. CTV's Leah Laroque has the latest on when full service will be restored and running into Orleans.
Mark Carney is saying to Canadians,
your vote does not count.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre condemns the Liberals after another MP crosses the floor to the government.
Stick to the legislation, respect your obligations, and there's not really a compromise. You need to do what you have to do.
Some federal public service workers say they're being denied the ability to work from home, even with medical exemptions. At least one union says it's pushing back, arguing the government has a legal duty to accommodate the requests. All of that and more is coming up tonight on CTV News at 6. That's right after the early edition of CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo at 5:30. Steph.
Thank you, Patricia. Now the final 5 other stories we're following today. A key player returns to the Ottawa Senators lineup as the club looks to move closer to a playoff spot.
I wasn't going to go back out there and be at 40%. So I feel good. I feel confident. I feel ready to go.
Defenseman Thomas Chabot is set to play tonight, just 17 days after breaking his arm. Chabot underwent surgery 2 weeks ago, but will play tonight as the Senators host the Florida Panthers at the Canadian Tire Center. Game time is 7 p.m. Catch all the action on TSN and TSN 1200.
Clark's getting a helpful hand here. Salva Linen, the woman of the night.
Sometimes you need a little help from your teammate. Ottawa Charge forward Emily Clark had her skate break during the first period of last night's game, and teammate Ronya Sovelenian helped push her to the bench. Seattle beat the Charge 5-3. Ottawa's next game is Saturday in Toronto. It's a sign that spring is here. Crews were out removing the skate chalets from the Rideau Canal today. The National Capital Commission says there will be temporary road closures on Queen Elizabeth Driveway and Colonel By Drive again tomorrow for the chalet removal. The Rideau Canal Skateway was open for 56 skating days this winter. Police are reminding motorists not to stop and to assist an animal on a highway after a turkey was struck by a vehicle. The turkey was spotted in the eastbound lanes of Highway 417 near Saint Laurent this morning. Police say despite numerous attempts to get the turkey to safety, the animal was struck by a vehicle. Several turkeys have been spotted around Ottawa in recent days, including on the O train track at Carleton. And time is running out to buy your ticket in the CHEO 50/50 lottery. The winner will take home more than $686,000. Money raised by the CHEO Foundation will help CHEO transform pediatric care and give kids the care they need. The deadline is midnight. Thanks for watching, everyone. That is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys.